To my channel. Sorry about the hair. It's been a really stressful day today. I wanted to cover a bit because there's been a thing about drone laws and not able to fly around National Trust places. And I've been looking at the National Trust website itself, and it talks about aerial photography using drone UAVs and stuff. They abide by the CA regulations, so they say drone flying to our members or by general public is obviously they don't say you're allowed to do it. They only give people that are fully pilot licenses to fly. There's only certain times they only give a non-commercial pilot permission to fly. You'll have to get permission by them. They don't completely say no, you can't, but you have to have certain circumstances in place before they allow you to film. So A, one, being a pilot scores you lots of brownie points. B, being a member of the trust probably helps as well. I think most of it is protecting the National Trust views, because obviously then people don't want to come and visit if they're already seen a drone footage, which I think's a load of horseshit. Because that's the thing, I think when you do drone footage, especially if someone does it really good, it actually makes people want to come and see that place. But Austin says we don't grant permission for private flying for these reasons. The CA regulation states the drones should be not flown above or near people. No, it doesn't say above or near people. It says a distance you have to be away from buildings, something 150 meters and 50 meters away from people. And as our properties are often staffed, living or working on site, visitors present or have open access. Unauthorised drones flying is both legal and potentially puts people at risk. It doesn't put people at risk. If you're a good pilot, then you'll stay away from people. There's a CA regulation saying you've got to be 50 meters away from somebody, 150 meters away from a building that you're not allowed to be around. So that secures that sort of site. And after that, if you get permission, then you can also fly a little bit closer. Again, it's a very grey area, you know. If it says here, few non-commercial users have the correct training or permission for Civil Aviation Authority operation drones. What does that mean, non-commercial users? You know, if you're pilot, commercial, aren't you? I mean, I've been flying since Phantom 2 been around, so I could class myself very much like a professional pilot. You know, because when I was flying drones a good year, and then suddenly the drone industry's gone massive, they suddenly bring in the CA regulations of flying drones. You have to do a course. So wouldn't that make me a teacher to teach people how to fly? Wouldn't I be able to set up my own training course myself? You know, it's just like it's a load of horseshit. It really is. And what they're doing it is, I have to go and prove to a trainer that's probably got less flying experience than I have to sort of prove that I can fly a drone. Again, horseshit. Some sites may have wildlife. This is the bit I don't get. Some sites may have wildlife, animals which are in season or embracing, you know, mating season sort of shit. But helicopters that are driven by police and army and stuff can fly sometimes below 400 feet, and they're quite noisy. Even at 400 feet, you can still feel that the aircraft or the helicopter down on you. I was the other day at school, at my little one's school, and the helicopter took off about a mile away. As it was coming around, it actually went up and over us, so it must have been just below 400 feet. I could feel the blades, the downfall on the blades where I was standing at the school waiting for my little one to come out. And they fly like that quite a lot over Windlesham area. They go fly through Camberley, through over Windlesham, and go off in that direction. And they fly very low, and they're very loud, you know. And it happens all the time. So drones are much quieter than that. They don't have a lot of gusts blowing down. So how are they going to decide? How are they going to sort of upset the wildlife, especially if they're mating and you know, doing their little bits? How's that meant to, you know? There's even planes that fly over the National Trust area that are noisier than drones. Come on, this is just ridiculous. Many drone cameras attached to these can infringe data protection laws and filming people without permission. But when you're up in the air and you're staying 150 feet, you're not going to see many people's faces. You know, you're going to have a zoom lens on your camera to be able to see a person's face. There's been a video went out where somebody actually took a picture from a drone's point of view, and he zoomed and zoomed and zoomed onto it to the person's face. By the time he got it up to a reasonable sized thing, you couldn't identify him. It could have been anything, you know. So it's just like, again, horseshit, you know. And obviously, not many people that fly privately have the right insurance and stuff. But I mean, there's lots of places where you can get liability insurance for whether you're pilot, whether you're a commercial pilot license or whether you're just a normal hobby drone. I carry liability insurance up to £5 million, you know, just being a normal hobbyist. So wouldn't that cover you for accidents? If there is an accident, how many times you've seen a drone that's crashed on somebody's roof that's actually caused damage? You get more damage to your drone than you would a building. Jesus Christ, you know. Sorry about that. Again, that's all shit. How many times have you seen a drone that's upset the wildlife and there's been a news report saying, oh, these polar bears or these birds couldn't mate because a drone flew over it? None. Zero, you know. So there's no proof in what these are. This is just a pile of crap on their website that wouldn't hold stick, basically, you know. All they're trying to do is stop you from getting that nice shot that spoils it. Well, they're saying it spoils it for them. France was the same. France didn't want people flying around Paris because then people wouldn't come to Paris to see the views. They wouldn't go up the Eiffel Tower to see the views because you spoiled it by flying a drone that high. I think, again, that's just crap because it just encourages you to go to France. Say, oh, that's really nice view. I want to go there. It just encourages people to go to those places and visit them. You know, how many times you watch a vlogging channel of people using drone footage to show it makes you want to go to that country and go and see it for yourself. You know, or it encourages you to take your drone to go and get those shots yourself too. So it's a win-win situation. They only let flying contractors fly with CA permissions and fully qualified pilot license on certain sort of a certain procedure that allow them to do it for certain occasions. They basically including roof inspections, wildlife surveys. But again, if you've done a wildlife survey, wouldn't you be affecting the breeding ground for it using a drone? You know, contradict themselves. However, in such cases, we also specialise commission work and select a contractor. So it's just these people trying to sort of like say we want contracting companies to do it that are fully qualified to do the job at the end of the day. But my principle was on this. It's going to cost you £1,500 to do the training course. There's probably over 5,000 people in the UK that are full pilot license for drones now. So it's a massive market. I wouldn't say it's a massive market. It's a bit like your hairdressers. There's too many hairdressers in the town centres. Everyone's fighting for the same work. You know, it's just ridiculous. You're not going to make your money back on your thing. I do a lot of filming and stuff, and I've been thinking, do I go pilot license or not? It's £1,500. I need to make a lot of money on my normal filming to cover that because there's no way I can get aerial work in to cover it. Because at the end of the day, a lot of these aerial work people are charging like over £700 a pop. Now, if you're aiming at estate agencies, a lot of the small estate agencies that got small properties up to £1 million are going to say, stick it, we're not going to pay that sort of money, you know. It's the bigger properties that may do it, but again, there's only a very few of those and everyone's fighting for the same work. There's no way if you'd reduce your daily rate cost down, it wouldn't cover you for that. So you can't rely on being a pilot as a full-time pilot. So you've got to have something else to sort of balance it, you know. So that doing videography for weddings and various other things, commercials, then probably will allow you to be to sort of pay for that. That's how I sort of see it anyway. We may grant permission to drone-related commercial filming in certain circumstances. In general terms, production companies must follow the same rules, same insurance rules, and same required for contractors. In addition to filming, must be commercial in nature and agreed with our filming office. So you've got to beg to be able to do it and stuff, you know. It's just so much. There's so much policy involved. It's if you can't fly with National Trust sites. I mean, National Trust in the UK is massive, covers a lot of sites. So basically, that's basically killing the hobby. Because then I don't want to be stuck in a field flying a drone. I like flying a drone to capture that nice aerial shot, you know, of the what's below. It's nice that way. I don't fly around in circles. If I wanted to do that, then obviously I'll take up drone racing. So I figured out that restricts where we can fly now, and we don't want to be tied to a field again. Soon that'll be in place. So it's killing. It really is killing the industry on being a hobby. You know, it's going out the window. Really is. And I'm now thinking, do I really want to keep my drone now? Because really lacking in places. Because a lot of places I like to fly are National Trust somewhere along the line. They're nicer. I like flying over old buildings that's broken down for years. It's capturing the history and things like that, you know. And it's nice. And you get another perspective view rather than be on the ground taking a normal shot that everyone can do, basically. So you're getting an extra shot. And it just literally, it's not worth paying a £1,500 course to become a full pilot just for those sort of things. It's hobby. You know, I'll only spending a fortune. I'm spending a fortune enough as a drone itself. But no, I just thought I'd cover that because it's getting more and more locking down. And eventually, a lot of people that are trained pilots will probably give up, go back into full-time employment, or do something different. Because I mean, last time I counted, going back a year or so ago, there was 3,000 fully qualified pilots in the UK. There must be more than that now. Courses are coming cheaper. I see a lot of people on Facebook saying, "I'll just pass my course," and it's just literally, you know, it's harder. You know, I'd like to hear from you guys. If you're a fully qualified pilot and you're watching my channel and watching this video, comment below how hard it is to get work and what sort of prices are you charging for your work, and is it covering the course and the renewal fee of your license and the retraining course you have to go through to keep it going. And also, does it cover the maintenance of your drone? How many drones do you fly with? Does it cover your insurance? Because that's an interesting thing, because a lot more insurances out now for drones that are fully qualified pilot license. Now, what sort of money are they charging? Be interested to know if you can, if you put the comment below on what you're paying for your insurance, how much does that cover you? Because that's quite interesting to know. Because obviously, more people, more pilots out there, more insurance company will put their prices up. It's a bit like your car license insurance is always going up every bloody year. My mate did it, getting working, not easy. See, it's not easy having fun with it. See, I know for a fact, state agencies, and this is something came up a little while ago on the news, state agencies are not willing to pay for a pilot license or a pilot that were licensed because it's too expensive. They'd rather pay somebody like myself to go and fly a drone. It's cheaper, you know, without a license, because obviously, you know, and that's been a fact for ages. And I know there's a site on Facebook that brings all these pilots together under one roof, so it makes it more searchable for people that want commercial proper pilot licenses, and moaning about it, saying that this is unfair because these pilots on our database don't get the work. You know, they don't get the work because they're too bloody expensive. They're too high. That's why estate agents are not going for it. If you lower your costs down, I mean, I think about it. What's a good day's pay? Normally, if you're in a Tesco's or something like that, you're working at £40 per day on money-wise. If you're self-employed and you're doing a bit of IT, then you can go up to like 40 to 80 to £100 per day. So you've got to work out what you're willing to work for a day's wage. So if £40 is the minimum you would work for, then that would be something you would consider saying that I could charge that. So you could probably say, well, I could get away with 70 quid. Now 70 quid would be quite a nice price for estate agents for doing a drone shot for each house, £70 per house. If you can get 15 flights in a month, that's quite a good, decent amount of money, and you'll get to work because if you can cover that on your training course and all your stuff to go with it, would work out. There you go, minimum wage, 8 hours, £60 per day. So if you can fly a drone for £70 for one house, takes you 20 minutes to do the shot they need. How many could you fit in a day? A lot. How much could you make per day? A lot of money still, you know. But a lot of these pilots tend to want to charge like £790 for the day, and it also goes up depending on the type of drone they use. Now, that's way too expensive. You can get more houses done in a day or in the week, and still have time to yourself, and still make a full-time wage at the end of it, out of it. Being that cheap, it means you'll get more work on board, and it makes it more accessible to get a lot more work under your belts and stuff. But it's ridiculous what they're charging on prices on drone pilots. I know they've got to understand. I mean, I can understand they've got to make some money back, but Jesus Christ, £700 per day, and there's no way they're getting work. They must be getting work once a month, you know, or even twice a month, you know. But again, they're fighting for all the other pilots out there as well. But interesting to find out from you guys. Anyway, if you're a pilot, comment below. Let's get a conversation going on this video. Yeah, let me know what your thoughts are as well. If you're a pilot license, you're out there trying to sell yourself as a drone pilot, you know, how are you getting on with it? You know, how hard work is it? What sort of work do you get? Is there enough to make a living off of it? You know, I don't think there is, unless you bring your price down and get a lot more work involved. But I'm sure if you get your price down low to about £70, I'm sure there'll be a lot of estate agencies will be literally shaking your hand and saying, when do you want to start? I got, you know, get 15 houses a month, or even 10 houses a month. That's a reasonable wage for you to live off at the end of the day. And again, you don't need to use a full Inspire 2 or those fancy, big fancy drones. A Phantom 4 would do exactly the same shot. Estate agents are not after really good quality video, because at the end of the day, that house goes up on the market. If it's sold within the week, that means the video they're paid for is in the bin, basically. So they don't want to spend a fortune on a shot, because obviously the house may not be on the market for long, you know. I can understand the bigger houses, the really estate manor houses that cost millions. Then it's on the market a lot longer, because find that person's got the money to do it. But short-term houses are under £1 million and below. I think one of my agencies that I know of will only do drone shots and 360 tours if the house is over at least a minimum of 700,000 plus. Then they got the budget in there to do that with. And there's a lot of agents probably do the same thing as well. But if you bring it down to like £70, include something, maybe some photography of the pictures around the house and a nice aerial shot for that, take you 15 or 20 minutes to do it. Depends how good you are. I've done a few in the past to show things off, and for this channel how it's done. I can do a drone shot of a house, getting all the right angles in, getting a nice POI shot of the house as long as the weather conditions good. I can do that in 15 minutes on one battery, you know, and it's shot in 4K, you know. So, and that I could sell that for 70 quid, and I can make a fortune out of it, you know. But just to give you an example, anyway. So I'm going to end it here, because 17 minutes of rabbiting on, and I'm probably sure I'm going to get comments from somebody out on YouTube saying, "Oh, you talk too much," you know. Anyway, give me your thoughts on the video. Give me your thoughts on what you think about all this. Comment below. Let's get a massive conversation going. As always, guys, thumbs up if you like the video. Thumbs down if you don't. And remember, I've got a new channel, Jack's Gear. So I've got a drone repair to do. It's a Phantom 3 standard. Guys, broke the aerial bits off. We had a little bit of a crash. The gimbal's fine. Just broke the aerial bits. So we're going to be doing that very shortly. And I'll post a video up on Jack's Gear. So Jack's Gear now is all technical stuff, all drone related stuff. This channel is more for drone news. Okay, so if you want to head over there, have a look at what I've got so far. And I did a shot on the Osmo for a model, and it's naughty or nice. Go and check it out on Jack's Gear. And after I finish the video, I'll put the link up here for you. But yeah, so just do a search for Jack's Gear, all one word, Jack's with an S, Gear. See a picture of me. No, actually no, it's got JG as the logo. Go and find it. Check one of my other videos out, because I've got all the links in the other videos as well. So yeah, thanks guys for watching, and if I don't see you before then, Merry Christmas!